Viewpoint.
Welcome to the Only Male Cruise Show, the podcast. I am the Only Male Cruise. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. Copyright disclaimer regarding fair use is in full effect. The views and opinions expressed in this show, you guessed it, they're all mine. Let's go to work.
Nobody's hostile. Don't you fucking say that. Nobody's hostile. Don't you fucking say that.
Welcome to the Only Male Cruise Show, the podcast, the only place for real conversations. I am the Only Male Cruise. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell too. Jason Walker shot in the back. Shot in the back. Jason Walker, a 37-year-old black man, was shot and killed by Cumberland County Sheriff's Deputy Lieutenant Jeffrey Hash. Now, Hash told authorities that Jason jumped on his vehicle. And Hash's attorney told CNN that the shooting was self-defense, citing a North Carolina law that includes a stand your ground provision. Oh boy, here we go. Fayetteville Police Chief Gina Hawkins requested permission from the court to release videos of the three officers that responded to the scene, which she said contained statements from three witnesses. And so Fayetteville Police Department is seeking public release of the witness statement recordings to advance compelling public interest. Release would not create a serious threat to the fair administration of justice. And so as you see right here, permission was granted and the videos have been released of the three witnesses that were on the scene at the time. And of course, in North Carolina, law enforcement officials must petition the court for permission before law enforcement agency recordings can be shared or can be released or shared publicly. And the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations is leading a probe, and so far, no charges have been filed. The Cumberland County Sheriff's Office has confirmed that Hash, who has been with the department since 2005, is now on administrative leave pending an internal investigation. So it's also being reported that, according to the police, a preliminary investigation showed that Walker ran into traffic and jumped on the moving vehicle that the sheriff's deputy was driving. The driver of the vehicle, Hash, shot Walker and then called 911. Now, he states in his 911 call, "I had a male jump on my vehicle and break my windshield. I just shot him. He jumped on my vehicle. I just had to shoot him." Hash told the dispatcher in a nearly 4-minute 911 call, "I stopped so I wouldn't hit him, and he jumped on my car. He started screaming, pulled my windshield wipers off, started beating my windshield, broke my windshield. I had my wife and my daughter in the vehicle." Now, a bystander posted a video that began moments after Walker had been shot. It shows a man standing near the driver's side of a red pickup truck while making a call on a cell phone. A person appears to be lifeless and bleeding on the ground beside him, and at least two people appear to be trying to offer aid to the person on the ground. And uniformed officers arrive approximately 45 seconds after the video started. Now, according to Police Chief Gina Hawkins, she said that an analysis of the vehicle's so-called black box showed that the vehicle did not have any impact with anything or any person. Check this out.
That computer did not record any impact with any person or thing. We currently have no witnesses who claim that anyone was hit by this truck.
So it seems like they're going to try to narrow this down and say, well, he didn't hit him. He didn't hit him. The officer didn't hit him. And they'll probably be in good standing there because Jason's father was actually at the scene at the aftermath. Check this out, y'all.
Yeah, that's my son. He's my son.
This is your
Okay, this is your son?
What's his name, sir? Your son? Jason. You got any kind of medical issues or anything like that? Before this, no? What happened just before he came over here?
He came over there and came out the yard, and I was trying to get him to come back over here, and I called him. I said, come back, Jason. He come out into the street.
Right.
He was out here, he was out on the street, and that fella drove up.
248
Jumped up on the guy's hood, the guy jumped out to shoot. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Did anybody record anything like that?
I don't know about nobody recording the shooting, the actual shooting, but I can see where he was on the hood.
Gotcha. Okay.
See right there, pulled off.
Okay.
Pulled off one of the daggone windshield wipers and hit the windshield.
Does he have any mental issues or anything like that? As far as you know? Okay. I'm sorry.
Hotel 11.
So see, that part is really sad because, you know, the father says that he was telling Jason, come back, Jason, come back, Jason. And that makes me think that maybe he and Jason were having some type of a heated conversation, and maybe Jason had, run across the street because he was angry or, storming off or something of that nature. Um, on Twitter, they're saying that, Jason, I guess one of his jobs was taking care of an Alzheimer's patient. So you can't be mentally, have these significant mental temper issues, etc. And then taking care of, an Alzheimer's patient. So that kind of makes me think that he wasn't, maybe, it just doesn't seem like that's something that's his normal behavior. So, I don't want to even try to sour this man's name or anything of that nature, but it just makes me wonder, and hopefully it'll be revealed, like, well, what prompted Jason to run across the street to the point where the father was like, come back, Jason, come back, Jason. So I don't know. That's just, that's very questionable. But with the father saying, yeah, he saw his son jump on the truck and beat it and beat the windshield and all this and that. The father is saying that is what Jason did. So it seems like this case now is going to boil down to, was this sheriff's deputy justified in shooting Jason? Because it would seem to me, if you ride in a nice fat Ford F-150 and somebody jumps on your vehicle, that pretty much only thing you really had to do is just drive off, but to stop and then get out and shoot, it's questionable. So anyway, the family has retained civil rights attorney Ben Crump. And in a statement, he said, we have reason to believe that this was another case of shoot first, ask questions later, a philosophy seen all too well within law enforcement. We look to the North Carolina SBI for swift and transparent investigation so that we can get justice for Jason and his loved ones. And again, as I stated earlier, Hash told the operator that he was driving his F-150. The victim came flying across Bingham Drive running, and he says, I stopped so I wouldn't hit him. He jumped on my car and started screaming. And according to Cash again, Walker pulled off the windshield wipers, began beating the windshield, breaking it. The deputy said his wife and daughter were in the truck with him. The operator asked Hash if Walker had any weapons on him, and he responded, I don't know. And then, of course, he repeated, he took off my windshield wipers off the truck. The operator asked Hash, where he'd been shot. And Hash says, well, I only saw, he said he saw blood on the man's side. Someone else asked Hash where he shot Walker, and he emphatically answered, I don't know. Now you jump out of a car, you're shooting somebody, you don't know where you shot him. Somebody said, where's the entry point? And again, Hash says, I don't know. Walker jumped on my truck. So the operator told Hash, don't engage with the people that are around you. And that's where you can hear him saying, well, it's getting real hostile right now. The crowd is real hostile. So now Elizabeth Ricks is one of the people that you can see in the video attempting to render aid to Walker. And in another video, she was doing an interview with the news station. She said that she was there as the incident occurred. And she said that when it happened, she was in the car with her boyfriend, fiance, and her child. And they pulled up as the incident happened. And Hash said, nothing to see here, move along. Words to that effect, allegedly. But they didn't just drive off. They stopped. And then she got out and attempted to help Walker, to no avail, of course. But she's stating that Walker was trying to cross the road when Hash hit him. And of course, Walker was pronounced dead at the scene. Ricks is a former healthcare worker, and she did try to save his life. The FBI started an initial assessment to check for potential civil rights violations. So this story at this point, based on what's out right now, is really going to boil down to whether Jeffrey Hash was justified in shooting Jason, and if this is literally a stand your ground defense, when it would seem like all Hash really had to do was just drive off, pull up a couple feet. You ain't gotta, you don't have to, you didn't have to jump up out of the car or the truck, that Ford F-150, and get out and shoot. So doesn't make any sense to me, but that's it. That's the podcast. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Welcome to the Only Male Cruise Show, the podcast. I am the Only Male Cruise. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. Copyright disclaimer regarding fair use is in full effect. The views and opinions expressed in this show, you guessed it, they're all mine. Let's go to work.